Now, for a very long time now, black people have been gaslit, not just in this country, but before our ancestors came here. Now, we were always told that, well, I'll put it like this. We were painted a picture that, these white men came into Africa and, started snatching up our ancestors and forcing them against their will to get on a boat and for them to bring them to a foreign land. That's the picture that was painted, but that is not true. If you're black and you love yourself so much, you love your culture so much, being black is everything. How do you not know that it was our own people that was selling our ancestors off? And if you think about it, how does it make sense for these white men to come to a whole freaking continent, meaning this continent has several different countries in it? How can these white people come to a continent, take over an entire continent, and ship these people, get these people all over to America? Like, wouldn't that leave that continent empty? Wouldn't that be like a fuck ton of work to do to travel to each country to get these people out of there? That sounds silly, doesn't it? And that's because it is. And I don't understand why we allowed for so many decades to go by. Not even decades, centuries also. And we've been told this same story. So wouldn't it be our ancestors also that were doing us a disservice if they're saying, not even just our ancestors, like our old ancestors, but like the ones that we know that may have passed on already? Weren't they, in a sense, doing us a disservice by not telling us, like, hey, that's not true? Like, it was actually our people that was selling us to these white people because it was a business. Since the beginning of time, it's always like human labor has always been a business. It's just the transatlantic slave trade is the more popular of the slave trade. That's not the only slave trade that there is. And if you're black, you need to do yourself some justice and research your own history before trying to, insult other races of people. And when I say other races, mainly I'm talking about white people. Because for whatever reason, white people are our biggest enemy. And it's like, why? Why are white people our biggest enemies? If you think about it, if you really think about it, when welfare came into play, black people were told that, it was for the lower class, lower class, and that it's supposed to help you out, and, it's supposed to do all these great things, and it didn't. It actually destroyed the black community. Until this day, still to this day, the welfare system is still alive. So whose fault is that? Who's to blame for that? It's not the white people. It's not the white man. The white man may have presented that out there, but for you to actually take him up on that offer and then to stay on that system and then to pass that system down to your kids and then your kids pass that down to their kids, is the white man really in the wrong there? And like these are the things that I'm talking about. And I think that black people have been gaslit so much over the centuries that it's like embedded in our, I wouldn't say our DNA, but it's just like that anger, that I guess it comes from being gaslit for so long, that it's just like it drilled in us, and that we take it over to other cultures. Like, it doesn't make sense at all to blame white people for the problems that are in the black community. And what I really hate, something that I really pisses me off when black people say, okay, let's say we know that there's black on black crime. We know there's black on black crime. A peep is not spoken when a black person kills another black person. A black man kills a black child. A black man kills a black woman. A black woman kills her black child. We don't hear, there's really no outrage. There's no country outrage. You're upset for a moment, and then it just like passes on, because later that day you're going to hear a similar story. Like, these are the things that are normal in our community, and who's stopping it? The white man can't be blamed for that. But when those things happen, it's not just us that see it. Everybody sees this stuff. So if this stuff is continually being put on the news and, you know, there's an outrage, people are upset, people want this to stop continuing, you expect for like white people to like cover their eyes and not see what's going on in the black community, and then you get pissed off when white people ask questions like, why do they act like that? Why do y'all act like that? Y'all expect people to not see the dysfunctional behavior, and why are other people not allowed to see it? You expect for you to commit heinous crimes, you know, act a complete ass out in public, not conduct yourselves in the ways that your ancestors would conduct yourself, but you get pissed off when other groups of people notice the tomfoolery. Like, that shit just doesn't make sense to me. And black people, we're the ones that created a split within our own community. It wasn't the white man. It wasn't the white woman. It was black people. Black people, we don't get along with each other. We don't like each other. Black men, it's like, I wouldn't say it's not every black person, of course, but I have to say that because, you know, people are just so slow these days and just looking for a reason to be outraged. But, you know, there's black men, you know, that are teaching to tear down black women and you know, say all these horrible things about black women, and then vice versa also. Black women are saying the same thing. So here we are, we're at odds with each other, and we're the same skin complexion. A lot of us have, being black, we have a lot of the same struggles, we have a lot of the same experiences, and here we are at war with each other. And then it really pisses me off when, you know, okay, black men and black women, we're at war with each other. So when that black man or that black woman goes and dates somebody outside of the race, there's an outrage of it. Why? If you don't want them, why is it a crime for somebody else to want them? And that's the gaslighting shit that I'm talking about that goes on within the black community. Like, why is it your business? Why does that upset you that somebody is going somewhere where they're actually wanted and respected? And how about this? Maybe God put that person of that other race on the planet for them. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I'm somebody here, I want to create unity. I don't like the division that's going on. It's really ugly. It's really dark. And it just lets me know, like, 400 years, because we love to say 400 years have gone past, and what has gotten accomplished, really? We're more further away from each other than we were together. But we all like to say that, you know, we come from greatness. You know, we're kings and queens. And who told you that? Who said that every black person was a king or queen? And not only that, a lot of black people don't even believe in reincarnation. So how are you a king or a queen? And if you and it's crazy to not believe in reincarnation, but you know, you have ancestors. So your ancestors, they just pass on and that's just it. That's just it for them. I don't know, man. We are just really divided more than ever right now. And I just want to get, I'm only one person, so I can only create as much peace on this planet as I can. Me getting on YouTube and speaking the truth and just bringing awareness, that's me bringing my little piece of peace to this planet and, you know, pushing the positive message. But every day I get on social media and I just see it's more so black people that are creating this division. It's not white people. Black people are creating division amongst your own group, and you're creating a division amongst the black and white race. In my opinion, black people are more racist than white people. And that's what I'm standing on. Because black people, you don't like to see your brother or sister get far. You're killing each other. You're tearing each other down. You know, everything gets blamed on the white man. And it's like, when can we call on the black men in our community to, like, hey, we're turning this shit around. We're like the real alpha men in our community that get shit done. Because, I mean, it's an example. We're seeing it right now that nobody is really putting in the work in the black community to turn this shit around. You still have people that really feel like they are in some type of bondage. You still have black people that believe that black people should only date black people, but they are having a hard time getting the black person that they want. How the fuck does that work? How does that make sense? You can't even get the black man or black woman that you want, but you said that only black people need to stay together. And let's say you're like 50-some years old and the shit still isn't working out for you, but you know you're gonna stay within your community. And I'm not against it, because I don't care about people's skin color. I don't care about race. And if I were to be with a black man, then you know I'll be with that black man. Yeah, it wouldn't be like, oh, I'm with a black man. No, it's like, this is my man, and that's just it. I'm not king and queen shit. No. This is my man. This is my partner. We're gonna build greatness together. That's how I would look at it. But I don't know, man. I don't like this whole acting like we're better than others. But how are you better than others when our community is like in complete dismay right now? Like, there is still a divide within the black community. And I remember growing up, and I've said this plenty of times, it wasn't the white kids that were picking on me, it was the black kids. So I think like what happened is like we're just programmed, and we've adapted so well to being gaslit over the centuries, and nobody changing the shit. People think I'm crazy because I tell my kids are biracial. I tell my kids the real shit. I don't tell my kids that our ancestors were brought over on a slave boat. No, my kids know that it was your people. It was my whoever, the king, queen, or whatever in Africa that sold your ancestors off. My kids, they're not victims to anything. And I teach them to not be victims. And then there's black people that are teaching their children that you are a victim. You are being brought up in a racist country. But it's like, if you're raising your kid in a racist country, what does that say about you? If you feel like you're bringing your kid up and you're having your kid being born into a racist country, what does that say about you? Because you cannot be a great parent if you're bringing your child up and choosing for your child to be born in an environment that is hostile. How can you be a great parent? And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys call yourself awesome parents. You can't be an awesome parent, but you're birthing your child and raising your child in a country that is not going to be conducive for them. Do you understand? Like, do you see how that just doesn't make sense? So stop telling y'all kids that. Like, please. But yeah, I just wanted to bring some sort of awareness to this, because I'm just so sick and tired of the divide. And I was like, bro, when are we going to get it together? Like, when can we make this shit stop? And it starts with you. It starts with you starting to make little changes about yourself. Stop labeling other people as the cause of the issues that you have in your life. Check yourself. And I know it's hard for a lot of people to do, because the truth hurts. The truth means that you actually have to face yourself. You actually have to do work. You actually have to uncover things about yourself that you don't want to uncover. It fucking hurts, but you got to do it. Or else you're going to continue to blame other people for the problems that you brought into your life. You're not changing the trajectory. You're the one that's not telling your kids the truth. You're brainwashing your kids. So if you're brainwashing your kids, essentially you're gaslighting them also. So wouldn't that make you a part of the problem too? I'm just saying, wouldn't that make you a part of the problem, because you're lying to your kids? This person just did the most for nothing. I cannot stand chargers sometimes. But yeah, I just want to, get your minds going a little bit, because I'm just so sick and tired of it. Like, I literally want to live in one with everybody. I want to eventually get online one day and we can have great conversations that has nothing to do with race, blaming the other race for something. that we can get online and we can have positive stories all the time and stop having these damn talking points about how this culture is holding you back or this culture is making you look bad. Do something about it. Talk about it. Don't shame. Some behavior do need to be shamed, but a lot of behaviors, they just need to be taught to change. You can teach people like, hey, this isn't the right thing to do, da 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 da, instead of just shaming them and just leaving it at that. But I do agree that some behaviors do need to be shamed. But let me know what you guys think about this. And this is me, and people have a hard time sometimes because I have the gift to like completely remove emotion. It'll be like the way I can look at it as if like I leave my body and I stand over and watch everything. I remove judgment and everything from it. So when I give my opinion, it's like an attack, when it's like, no, I'm completely removing myself and I'm looking at the entire situation. I see several avenues. I don't see a left and a right. I see several. And I want to occupy all several of those to see what I can come up with. But yeah, you guys let me know about this topic. Are you guys sick and tired of the separation also? White people, are you guys tired of getting blamed for the issues in the black community that have nothing to do with you guys? It has everything to do with said black person and said black person. If you're a black person and you like racist shit, like if you're online, you're commenting and adding to the racist, you're part of the problem. And how the fuck can you expect change when you're the problem? Talk to you guys later. Peace.